Hey everybody, it's Cathy Schmidt with another episode of Cathy Books. Today we're going to read the book, The Bunnies Are Not in Their Beds. This one is written by a woman named Mary Sabina Russo, and she had two jobs in this story. Her first job was she was the author. That means she thought of the story in her head and she wrote down the words. Her second job was as to be the illustrator. The illustrator's job is to make all the pictures in the book, and she did that too. So she did two things to make this book be able to come and be read by all of us. Alrighty, are you ready for the story? Ooh, wait, before I start, you guys have a job for this book too. You have to help me read it. When the parents tell their bunnies to get into bed, they will always say, good night, sleep tight, mwah. And you have to do that too. There will be plenty of chances because they say that a lot in this story. Alrighty, here we go. Nighttime is here. Little bunnies are tucked into bed. Here's our first one. Good night, sleep tight, mwah. Mama sits in her chair and Daddy sits in his. All is quiet, but then click, clack, click, clack, click, clack. What is that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are not in their beds. Mama and Daddy tiptoe up the stairs, open the door, and what do they see? Oh, what are the bunnies doing? Oh, looks like they're playing with train tracks. What should they be doing? You're right, going to bed. Back to bed, little bunnies, said the mom and dad. No more tracks on the floor. See you in the morning. Good night, sleep tight, mwah. All is quiet again. Mama writes a birthday card to Grandma, and Daddy reads a book. But then, chugga, 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 chugga. What is that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are not in their beds. Mama and Daddy tiptoe up the stairs, open the door, and what do they see? Oh no! What are those bunnies doing? What should they be doing? Yuppers, they're not doing the right thing. What are you doing, little bunnies? No more tracks, no more trains, no more mischief tonight. Good night, sleep tight, mwah. All is quiet again. Mama makes tea in her teapot, and Daddy sets out the cups. But then, clip, clap, clip, clap, clip, clap, clip, clap. What is that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are not in their beds. Mama and Daddy tiptoe up the stairs, open the door, and what do they see? Oh man, are the bunnies in their beds? They are not. They are supposed to be in their beds, but they're pretending they're cowboys instead. Oh man, let's see what Mom and Dad say. What's going on, little bunnies? You're not listening to us. No more tracks, no more trains, no more horses, no more mischief tonight. Good night, sleep tight, mwah. All is quiet again. Mama is sipping her tea and Daddy is slicing some cake. But then, zoom, zoom, vroom! What's all that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are not in their beds. Mama and Daddy walk up the stairs, open the door, and what do they see? Whoa, look at that big mess. And bunnies that should be in their beds, but they're not. Oh my goodness. Little bunnies, back to bed before we count to 3. No more tracks, no more trains, no more horses, no more cars, no more mischief tonight. 1, 2, 3. Okay, say good night. Good night. Sleep tight. Mwah! All is quiet again. Mama turns off the lights and Daddy pulls down the shades. But then, boom, 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 honk, squonk, honk, clash, clash, smash. What's all that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are not in their beds. Mama and Daddy march up the stairs, open the door, and what do they see? Very old pages that are having a hard time turning. Oh, here's what they see. Oh my goodness. Look at that. The bunnies, they're pretending they're a marching band. They've got instruments out. The train tracks and trains are still on the floor. The horses and cowboy boots are still out on the floor. The racetrack and the race cars are all still out on the floor. And the bunnies, they're out on the floor too. They're not in their beds. Where are they supposed to be? In their beds. Oh man. Do you think Mom and Dad are going to be upset? Let's see what happens. What do you think they're going to say? Here's what they say. There will be no more noise, little bunnies. Not the click or the clack of a track. Not the chug-a-chug-chug of a train. Not the clip or the clap of a horse. Not the zoom or vroom of a car. Not the boom or the honk or the clash or the smash of a big bunny band. Not a wiggle, not a giggle, not a sound. Good night, sleep tight, mwah. Out go the lights. All is quiet again. Not a sound in the house. The good little bunnies must be in their beds. Do you think they're going to stay there? Not these little bunnies. Oh man. But then, tip, tap, tippity tap. What is that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are not in their beds. They tiptoe down the hall, open the door, and what do they see? Oh, there they see them. Mama and Daddy tucked into bed, fast asleep. At last. Oh no. Hooray! Whisper the bunnies. We can play all night long. Oh, they didn't do the right thing. What do you think they should have done? They could have done a lot of different things. They could have gone back to their own bed. They could have gone into the bed with Mom and Dad. They could have laid down on the floor in Mom and Dad's room. But not these bunnies. They didn't do the right thing at all, did they? They went back out and played in the living room with the chairs and the pillows and the blankets and their toys. Oh my goodness. But then, yawn, ooh, snuffle, snore. What is that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are all fast asleep. Good night, everybody, big and small. Sweet bunny dreams to one and all. Good night, sleep tight. Mwah. I hope all of you have a good night too. We'll see you soon.